you see Deshaun Watson, it looks like he's going to come back, do some work here in Berea. Would that signify that he thinks that the competition is a little closer than it once was, and he got to get locked in and ready to go?
I think he looks at this as probably the last chance of his career.
Shedeur Sanders has Deshaun Watson, 9-year veteran, shaking in his boots.
The Browns' quarterback battle is no longer quiet. It is no longer just a depth chart question. It is becoming the biggest story in Cleveland. Deshaun Watson came into this race with the contract, the experience, and the early edge. Shedeur Sanders came in with momentum, pressure, and something to prove. And now the whole thing is heating up because the Browns still do not have a clean answer. Watson is trying to save his Cleveland career. Shedeur is trying to take it before anyone expected. Put them side by side. Watson throwing, Shedeur throwing, coaches watching, media reacting. That is the whole battle in one visual. This is not just about who has the better name. This is about who looks sharper when the reps matter. The Browns cannot decide this from old contracts or fan pressure. They have to decide it from football.
I don't know if he's taking it from him, but he's making it a competition, Shedeur is. And I think that's good. I think that's good for both guys. Competition brings out the best in everyone, and it's probably good for Deshaun to have somebody nipping at his heels.
That is where the temperature rises. Nipping at the heels is not a throwaway line. It means the race is close enough to talk about. Watson may still be ahead, but Shedeur is close enough to make people uncomfortable. And in a quarterback competition, that's all the challenger needs. He does not have to win the job in one day. He has to keep applying pressure until the favorite starts feeling it. Watson's side of the story is simple. He has to prove he is still that guy. Not the guy on paper, not the guy from years ago, the guy right now. Cleveland invested everything in him, the money, the picks, the belief, but the results have not matched the price. Injuries, inconsistency, and missed time changed the way people view him, so now every practice rep matters more than it should. Shedeur's side is different. He's not trying to protect an old reputation, he's trying to build a new one. That gives him freedom. He can attack the job. He can show improvement. He can make coaches rethink the timeline. And the more he closes the gap, the more this stops being about patience and starts being about performance.
Without knowing exactly what the coaching staff is looking for, I do think it came pretty close. I think you have to look at this as sort of an ongoing process as opposed to sort of treating it like a horse race where, based on one practice, one guy's ahead, one guy isn't. But I do think it's fair to say that Shedeur Sanders has sort of gained momentum over the course of the OTA sessions.
The Browns are not pretending this is finished. They know the room is complicated. Watson has the veteran floor. Shedeur has the young upside. Dillon Gabriel is still in the mix. Taylon Green is a developmental piece. But the real heat is Watson versus Shedeur because they represent two completely different futures. Watson represents one more chance at the original plan. If he wins the job and plays well, the Browns can say they were right to stay patient. They can say the contract still gave them a starting quarterback. They can say the offense needed a new coach, better health, and better structure. Shedeur represents the reset. If he wins the job, the entire story changes. Suddenly, the Browns have a younger quarterback with a cheaper deal and a fan base already watching every throw. Suddenly, the conversation is not about saving the Watson era, it's about whether Cleveland found something new. That report is the turning point. Watson had the early edge. That makes sense. He has more NFL experience. He has seen more defenses. He has played in more real games. But Shedeur did not stay behind. He improved. He got better with Reeves. He got more comfortable. He started making the competition feel real. That's when the story changed. This is why training camp matters so much. OTAs can create buzz, minicamp can create reports, but training camp creates separation. Pads come on, pressure rises, mistakes become louder, coaches get more honest. That's when the Browns will learn who actually controls the offense. And Todd Monken is the key. He doesn't need the most famous quarterback. He needs the quarterback who runs his offense best. That means getting the ball out, making the right checks, protecting the football, using the run game, finding the easy throws, staying calm when the defense changes the picture. If Shedeur does those things better, the coaches cannot ignore it. If Watson does those things better, the job should be his.
It was set up in a way for us to get a look at all of them. The plan was to have Shedeur have a few more reps, but to let Deshaun and Shedeur both have reps with the ones.
Does that change tomorrow and the next
It'll change each day. Each day we're going to change that to get a look at our guys. We got 3 days to get a great look at those guys, and it's awesome to be able to get these extra 3 days.
Monken's patience is what keeps this battle hot. He could have ended the drama early. He could have named Watson. He could have cooled down the Shedeur talk, but he didn't. And that tells you something. It doesn't mean Shedeur is winning. It means the Browns still need evidence. And when a coaching staff still needs evidence, every rep becomes a courtroom. The offense around them also matters. This is not just a quarterback duel in empty space. Cleveland is trying to build a new identity. Quinshon Judkins and Dylan Sampson can give the Browns a real run game. Casey Concepcion can create quick yards. Harold Fannin Jr. can attack the middle. Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman can help outside. The quarterback who uses those pieces better is going to gain the edge.
And yes, I'm optimistic on this group. I think Quinshon Judkins, if he's healthy, can be a really good player, maybe even better than that. I think Harold Fannin is already a really good player and maybe a superstar, and I know this receiving core is going to be upgraded.
This is where the battle becomes more than arm talent. Watson may have the experience, but can he make the offense feel on time? Shedeur may have momentum, but can he avoid rookie-style mistakes when the pressure turns real? That is the exact decision Cleveland has to make. A quarterback can look impressive on one deep throw, but the starter wins with consistency. First down, second down, third down, red zone, 2-minute, backed up near his own goal line. That is where the job is won. Not on one highlight, not on one viral clip, on the boring plays that keep drives alive. That is why Shedeur's improvement matters. Reports have pointed to him getting better in the mental parts of the position. Pre-snap reads, post-snap adjustments, operation, timing. Those things are not as flashy as a deep ball, but coaches care about them more. If he keeps improving there, Watson's experience advantage shrinks.
I think Shedeur Sanders, it's interesting because the ball comes out of Watson's hands better, or right hand better, than it does Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur throws a good number of wobblers, but he's more accurate overall.
This gives the audience something different, not just opinions. Charting, accuracy, throw location. Who is putting the ball where it needs to be? Who is missing easy throws? Who is giving receivers a chance after the catch? Those details can decide a battle when both quarterbacks have arguments. Watson's best case is still clear. If he's healthy, confident, and accurate, he gives Cleveland a veteran answer. The Browns can lean on the run game. Let Watson manage the offense. Use his experience in tough division games. Avoid throwing Shedeur into the fire too early. That is the safe path. But safe does not always mean best. Shedeur's best case is more exciting. If he keeps climbing, he gives the Browns a new energy. He gives the locker room something fresh. He gives fans belief. He gives the front office a cheaper future. And he gives Monken a quarterback who can grow with the young weapons instead of trying to rescue an old plan. This is not a fake competition anymore. It's not just a camp headline. It's real because the Browns have no easy answer. Watson has the resume, but not the recent proof. Shedeur has the momentum, but not the full NFL sample. That is why the heat keeps rising. And the pressure is different for both of them. If Shedeur loses, people can say he's still developing. If Watson loses, people may say his Cleveland career is basically over. That is why this battle feels so intense. The favorite has more to lose than the challenger. Watson is not just fighting Shedeur. He's fighting his own contract, his own injuries, his own past, his own expectations. Shedeur is fighting the label that he's not ready. Watson is fighting the fear that he may never get back. So what happens next? Training camp decides the temperature, preseason decides the momentum, and week 1 decides the story. Right now, Watson may still be slightly ahead, but Shedeur is close enough to make it dangerous. That is why Browns fans cannot look away. One quarterback is trying to hold the job, the other is trying to take it. And every time Shedeur closes the gap, the whole Browns season starts feeling like it could flip. The battle is heating up, and this time, Cleveland cannot hide from the decision.